evening, Anshuman. Welcome to Bhai Waugh again. Welcome to Bhai Waugh.
It's afternoon here, but super to be here.
Fantastic. Have you recovered from the 25-day marathon?
I don't think I'll ever recover from this marathon, man. I don't want to recover also. This was such a beautiful series, Thoroughly enjoyed. The best that I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, okay. So it is the best you've ever seen. Not the 2005 England or Australia, not the 2000 and what was that? 2001 India Australia.
Yeah, the Harbhajan one. Yeah, like all those this was something else altogether. Like, of course, the Australia series in 2021 also. But this was like something else altogether.
Okay, so let's dissect that. I mean, we have had a slew of videos which have talked about the 56 minutes of the last day of the final test, which happened at the Oval. So we won't get too much into the 56 minute or 56 inch ki chhati, whatever it is. But up tak 56 ko side pe rakhe hue, let's do something interesting with what we felt were our favorite moments or moments that mind boggled us also. So we'll start with that actually. We'll go to what we are calling the Aaila Moments. Ailaa. So what were your Aaila moments?
First, actually, please try and say that in Sachin Tendulkar's voice.
Aaila Moments.
Yeah, much So, Ailaa, let me understand this correctly. By Ailaa moments, you mean surprising moments, right?
Yeah, moments that sort of
took you aback,
startled you, or surprised you, or took you by twisted little moments, whatever.
There was something, which was my observation throughout the series. We might have spoken about it earlier also. It's the observation that, barring the last test, we put so much emphasis and faith in playing 4 all-rounders.
Ailaa.
That completely baffled me. And the thinking behind that seemed to be that, they wanted to give some additional batting depth. If you want to strengthen the batting, why not play a specialist batsman? There was the bench strength to do it. But instead, we chose to play both Sai Sudarshan and Karun in the first. Then we dropped Sai Sudarshan. Then we dropped Karun. It must have kind of interrupted their flow also.
Yeah, which is actually, you're right. Because I think ever since Gambhir's come in as coach, I haven't seen the same side play 2 consecutive tests. Whether it was New Zealand, whether it was Australia, now, right? You've rarely seen the same 11 play. Of course, I mean, barring injuries, not injuries, but by and large, they kept changing the combination.
Yeah. Also, I don't think Gambhir and Shubmangill were on the same page.
Ailaa.
Shubman hardly utilized Nitish or Shardul or even Washington Sundar as bowlers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I think in the second test eventually he showed some confidence in Nitish Reddy. He went on to take 2 good wickets. Also a beautiful ball to Jack Crawley that was caught behind and all. But then they're playing as all-rounders. Washington is a thorough all-rounder. Nitish Reddy, I think, would be a batting all-rounder. Shardul would be a bowling all-rounder. If you're not giving them the chance to bowl, you're putting inordinate pressure on your go-to bowlers, which was like Bumrah and Siraj.
Correct.
So that kind of, stuck out quite odd to me.
I have the Aaila moment as a corollary to what you're saying, my one. Ailaa. I cannot imagine that we went 5 tests without seeing
Kuldeep Yadav. Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, the best spinner on earth right now.
Yeah.
To win in all formats. I cannot imagine they did not play him in a single game. I mean, I know that there were combinations and stuff like that, but he's as good as Bumrah. I mean, and the English aren't known for playing that kind of spin well. I do get a fact that the pitches were not spin conducive. But with his accuracy, with his guile, with his ability to take the pitch off the equation sometimes, I just cannot fathom they didn't play.
Absolutely. And the deal in Test cricket is simple. You got to take 20 wickets.
Yeah.
So you need to have bowlers whom you have enough confidence in, who would be able to get you there.
Correct.
So Siraj, of course, has proven himself to be worthy of that mantle at this point of time, but in hindsight. But then, as the series was going on, to my mind, there were only two such bowlers. Bumrah, of course.
Right.
And then secondly, Kuldeep.
Correct.
So, not playing Kuldeep in any of the tests, absolutely ridiculous in my
Absolutely. What was another Aaila moment for you?
Still on the same topic, actually.
Ailaa.
Related to bowlers. There has always been this doubt in everyone's mind that, if Bumrah is not there, would our bowling attack be effective?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to see that, Siraj particularly stepped up and seriously upped his game. The amount of heart that chap showed was incredible. I think, any and everyone, is talking about Siraj at this point in time. He might not be the fastest. He might not be the most skilled. But the amount of heart that chap brings, I'm so glad to see that, that absolutely worked for him. I'm not taking anything away from Jasprit.
Right.
He played 3 tests. He performed in all 3 of them. It just so happened that we did not win those tests.
Correct.
In fact, we lost 2 of them. But we need to celebrate Jasprit and we need to celebrate Siraj.
Yeah,
I think
he's a worthy successor to the Bumrah crown.
Absolutely.
I think finally they're celebrating him for his skills and not just for being that workhorse.
Yeah,
and honestly, 4 to 5 of the most key moments in the entire series was Siraj.
Yeah.
The Lord's one where he got out, the catch that he dropped of Brook, another catch which he took, I think, in the second of the first test, which was quite an incredible catch. Then, of course, the final wicket. And a lot of how he bowled intelligently on that last day. So, well done to Siraj. Siraj ki Raj tha ye time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, just the energy that guy has, man. He's a brilliant team man to have. So
seriously, even while fielding, he's chasing the ball with full effort. He's diving. You don't see players do this.
Correct. Also, I think there was this very strange thing which I think he might have known very clearly that Akashdeep he's not going to bowl on that last day. And so he knew it was only going to be him and Prasid doing it.
Yeah.
The way he was dealing with Prasid, he was literally mentoring him almost every second delivery, right? So very good to see that, because Prasid, I think, came to his own in that final test as well. So
yeah. Actually, I have an observation. I think Prasid played 3 tests in all?
Yeah, 3 tests. Yeah. The first 2 and then the last one.
Yeah. Barring the last hour or post-tea on 4th day and the first session of the 5th day of the final test. He did not look incisive at all.
Yeah. He went at 5-6 runs and over. Also, I think there was some strategic thinking there of him just banging it short, and I think he was a little mishandled, the way I put it.
He delivered when the conditions were completely...
Yeah, exactly. He got the conditions in that final.
But having said that, he's a good chap, bowls fast, bowls with intent, would have learned a lot from the series. So I hope to see more of him instead of him being Gambhir.
But it gave us that great meme, right? I mean, Krishna and Mohammed's bowling beat Pope's team, but the umpire was Dharmasena. So
Ailaa.
Ye mera India, I love my India.
Seriously, and one Sri Lankan, of course. Yeah, let's not forget. Great. Any other Aaila moments for you?
Ball change at Lords. Yeah. I still can't wrap my head around that,
Ailaa.
We discussed this in the previous episode as well. I still can't get around that.
When things are going right for you, don't mess with anything. Don't take around with anything.
Which I think they realized in that last innings, because they had the new ball available and they didn't change the ball. Which was good, because new ball would have just given runs. Right.
True.
Right. For me, it is this really weird number. It's 32768. Do you know the significance of that?
32768.
That's an Aaila moment for me.
32768, 5 digits.
Ailaa.
Yeah. So it's the odds of India having lost 15 tosses in a
Oh,
row
yes. I know.
since January this year, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe a team has lost 15 tosses in a row. All five here, right, in this test as well. So always, I mean, India didn't have probably the luck of the draw on the toss. They didn't have the best conditions. The sun would always come out when England was batting. And India always seemed to lose that one wicket before the lunch interval. I don't know, some kind of brain fade. But yeah, incredible. That I thought that last test had India bowled first. With a fitter Akashdeep in the first innings, that game was a 3-day game. 3.5 game at most. So, a weird statistic there.
Yeah. Actually, there's one more thing. This is not really an Aaila moment, but observation.
I sounded like Arjun Tendulkar, but it's fine.
No one can be Sachin, na. No one can be Sachin.
So Arjun will come close, hopefully.
See, a lot of discussion is taking place on workload and all that. So, and particularly, though there might not be direct shots, all of this is directed at Jasprit. Yeah. Now, who decides the workload? I'm sure he doesn't decide the workload. It must be the.
He'll have a say.
It must be the physio. It must be the NCA, the doctors at the NCA who would be outlining this. Now, Jasprit professionally came forward and, at the start of the series, said that I'm going to be good for only 3 matches. That's what I've been told I can handle that.
Right.
There were so many other injuries which took place. Yeah. Akashdeep sat out a match.
Right.
Akashdeep in the final test at the Oval, he was clearly out of sorts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nitish Kumar Reddy got injured.
Right.
Arshdeep got injured.
Correct. Pant, of course, for no fault of his anymore.
Pant for no fault of his. So, these things are bound to happen. And the proof of the fact that, the body goes through a tremendous amount of stress during a series of such a duration. Correct. So, when you have a polished diamond like Bumrah, you need to be protecting him at all points of time so that, his longevity of his career is extended.
I think, though, to be fair to India and to the Indian team management, they've handled Bumrah well. I mean, let's take an example of, say, Archer, right? Who comes back after 4 years to play Test cricket.
Yeah.
And there again, he's, I think where the tactical mistake that England made is they did not have to play him at Lords. They could have kept him for what was the spicier wicket at the Oval. Sorry, not at Manchester, rather, which was the But with Bumrah, I think they had to play him in Manchester because had India lost that, the series was gone. So tactically, was a mistake again. Had they rested him there and given him the 5th test to play better. But I don't think it's an issue. He is about 30. He plays all formats. The IPL as well. So for that, I think he's a fairly well-preserved athlete in that sense. So I wouldn't be too critical about that.
True.
And in a way, look at the odd one out, right? Whenever he doesn't play, India wins. So maybe maybe that's the lucky charm. So, though of course we miss seeing him bowl.
Yeah. Right. Okay, another Aaila moment. Yep. We saw something which has, at least in my 40 years of watching cricket, more than 40 years of watching cricket, I've never seen before. Any guesses?
I don't know. Black and white television. I was doing a cartwheel. I don't know. You did a cartwheel, right? You tried to do a cartwheel at least. So.
Invasion of ladybirds.
Oh yeah.
Ailaa.
We've seen play stop because of dogs coming onto the field, snakes coming onto the field, birds coming onto the field, monkeys coming onto the field. but then like a cute little insect like a ladybird, which like
yeah, I mean it was a weird one. Did you see it when
Yeah.
did you watch it live when it was happening? I saw the highlights later.
Yeah, I thought live. And then at first they thought it was bees and all, but then eventually camera zoomed into ladybirds on Ben Stokes' shirt and all. I've never seen that many ladybirds ever in my life, So
He's a ladies' man, hopefully. Right. Any other sort of really weird kind of moment that you had, or should we go to the second part of the episode today?
No, I think this is the weird lot for me.
Yeah, which makes sense to have Aaila Moments because half of the trophy is named after Tendulkar. So the Anderson unfortunately only cussed, and we don't know any of his cuss words. So okay, so let's go to the second part of the moments. We're calling this the Stokes Moments. Stop! Right, and of course Ben Stokes was a pivotal figure in this entire scheme of things. Unfortunately, got injured in the last test, but was involved in hell of a lot of activity throughout the first four. And you could see him on the balcony in the fifth test, pretty much channeling his spirit to the rest of the team, if I were to call it that. So, what were your Stokes moments of the series?
See, there was a lot of banter which took place between the players throughout the series. Yeah. Constantly, you could hear both England and Indian players being constantly, in the ears of the batsman. Stop! At crease there. At times, it got a little out of hand. One particular instance, which is foremost, is of course Gautam Gambhir and his. To my mind, absolutely undue display of aggression to Jack Crawley. Yeah. Now, we've seen that so many times that, if there are 10 minutes left to play, the batsman would like to waste time. Yeah. And the normal response to that is just smile through it, that, what an idiot. Yeah. So, Gambhir going and
I think Gill, you meant? No, I mean not Gambhir so much.
Not Gambhir, Gill, yeah. That was kind of unlike Gill as such, maybe he was channeling his inner Virat Kohli. Stop!
Yeah.
Also, to say, what was going through his mind. But normally, he's pretty calm, collected.
Right.
Shows some emotion, but controlled emotion.
Right. Yeah, he just lost it in that moment, I guess. And also, I think by the law, they are supposed to not waste time as per the cricketing laws. So he had it was in the right spirit, but of course, what he did was not in the right spirit. So we can question the action, but we can't question the intention. Let's say that. But yeah, I think there was that sort of gave the entire series that extra edge, right? That little bit of that needle. I think it tipped the series into a much more delicious state of affairs. So I think someone even commented saying that probably that was the booster shot it needed. So I think everything boils down to something or the other, and then comes down to this, and pretty much made the series more spicy, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. What about anything else? Anything else in terms of a Stokes moment?
It comes down to Ben Stokes.
Yeah, has to.
I kind of found the hoopla which happened around the handshake.
Yeah.
Which he offered to Jadeja to draw the third test. The fourth test. A little strange. Stop! He made a visible display of his displeasure when Jadeja completely ignored his offer for a draw. Subsequently, also there was a lot of commentary which happened. Most of the England commentators, not most, a few of the old school England commentators came and said that this was not in the spirit of cricket. If the match is not going anywhere, and a draw is offered, then it should be taken. But that was absolutely silly. Like now, come to a situation in which hypothetical situation in which uh, Joe Root is 10 runs away from Sachin Tendulkar's milestone.
Yeah.
And he's offered a draw. Will you take it?
Obviously not.
So for Washington Sundar, who's not scored a century in life,
Right.
and for Jadeja, who doesn't get the opportunity to score so many centuries in life, when they're batting at 85 and 90 respectively,
Correct.
they are allowed an additional 10 minutes to get to their hundreds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think somehow in that moment, I almost felt there was an Australian team playing and not an English team playing.
Yeah.
It's become like, Brook, Duckett and Crawley are almost like Michael Slater, Warner and somebody else in that cordon, right? They almost reminded me of that pitchy Aussie attitude that comes out. So it'll be interesting to see how this happens in the Ashes, because obviously Australia's been getting notes on this. So I expect a very fiery Ashes this year. Should be interesting. And I really want to see if there's any game that goes to a draw there, and then what happens. I don't think Cummins and gang will be as gracious maybe as India were in that moment.
Yeah, true. We were quite gracious actually.
Yeah, actually, because I think what Jadeja did also is I think he laughed it off, because it's the batting team's prerogative at the end of the day. So, so he was absolutely in the right, and nothing wrong in I mean, all Stokes what was to do was, okay, give them 20 minutes, put the spinners on, finish the game. But I think he was mentally tired, physically tired. Stop! Also feel, I think Stokes knew by then that he's screwed for the next test. I had a feeling he knew his arm's gone, he's not going to play the next test. So that weighed on him as well. And of course, they had India at 0-2, and then so this was like India lost the first test, unlosable test, and then there's an unwinnable test, and then in between there's an undrawable test. So which gets drawn, right? So all those things. Any others that sort of spring to mind in a fairly testy series?
I don't think there was any other instance of Ben Stokes-ness in the series, nothing, which was truly ugly.
Yeah, I think for me, the most amount of Ben Stokes sort of action happened off the field, particularly with all of Gautam Gambhir's press conferences. Stop! He looked like he wanted to kill someone every time. I don't know. Except the last one, of course.
He looks like that all the time.
Yeah, he just looked.
I don't know what he's so angry about.
Maybe, some castor oil brand needs to sponsor him. I mean, seriously, he looks like he swallowed an entire bottle of castor oil. कोई है तो सुनो यार, उसको दे दो एक कोई है castor oil वाले. Okay, so of course, before we go to the last segment, which is the Bhai Waugh segment in this case, of Stokes and Gill, who do you think captained better? Because the series was drawn obviously 2-all. You got a very experienced bloke there, you got a new guy there. So what do you think?
Shanti, that's a very difficult question. Yeah, because Gill was of course doing it for the first time.
Right.
If one was to just go by the results 2-all, it would mean that both captains marshal their teams equally well. As such, both had superlative performances individually.
Correct.
But I think for me it would be Stokes. He was much more turned on during clutch moments as such. But then Stokes has been around for such a long time. He's captained the team for such a long time.
Correct.
As a personality also, he is that never say die kind of person, the kind of person who, when it comes to it, he'd like to do it himself.
Right. I have a slight different take there. I think it was Gill. One, not because he scored at 750 odd runs in the entire series. I think for the first time I saw England unbaseballed. They tried it. They won one test, a couple of innings, they were baseballing. But I think the fact that India got so many 350 plus scores and the bowlers were miles ahead of the England bowlers. I think man to man, even in the test that they lost at the key moments.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we were a better bowling side as well as a better batting side. And tactically, Gill took a couple of decent decisions overall. I think for the first series, pretty well done overall. So
No, absolutely.
I didn't expect it to be 2-all
Yeah.
when the series started, right? I think 3-1 or 4-love was the popular choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done. Let's see what happens there. Let's go to the Bhai Waugh moments. So what were the Bhai Waugh moments for you?
Bhai Waugh needs to come with.
Bhai Waugh.
Bhai Waugh. The biggest Bhai Waugh moment happened over 25 days, or like the 2 months that we were in England as such. This was a spectacular test series. Like all 5 days went to the 5th day of play. Yeah. Everything was on the razor's edge at all points of time.
Right.
In all tests. Like, this is what test cricket is absolutely about.
Yeah.
Like, there are individual performances, there are teams coming together, there are circumstances which keep on changing, there are fights on the field which take place, like complete blockbuster. Like, you can make a Bollywood movie out of the series, Yeah.
A little insight into Anshuman for those who don't know Anshuman. I have never seen Anshuman post so many stories on Instagram on any test series. That gave me an indication that he was absolutely loving it. He's generally very silent on Instagram, and there are the offshoot sort of stories he puts. But pretty much through the series, there was something or the other, and I would see it and I say, he's had a good day today. Or he's had a bad day today. What a good day.
Yeah, like the series for me was a McDonald's test series. Like you said it, I was loving it throughout.
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly did not watch more than maybe 2 full days of the 25 days. I did catch most of the highlights, but it was gripping even on highlights. Let me just say that. Even on click info commentary, it was nail biting. Right? So incredible series. Yeah. What else? What else sort of struck your head?
Things which make one stand back and applaud. Shubmangill at Edgbaston.
Yeah.
250 plus a big 100. He completely owned the English bowlers in that test. And put this in the context that, Edgbaston has always been England's bastion.
Yeah.
It's been very, very, very difficult to do well against England. The wicket was like uncharacteristic of Edgbaston, like that goes without saying. But for a chap who's captaining his second test to put all the England bowlers on a leash, he was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, I think for me it was the quality of his batsmanship.
Seriously, man.
You can say 754 is an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
But even in the innings that he scored 11 or a 20, he looked in control.
Yeah. In fact, there were so many instances in which, I was watching Rahul and Shubman Gill playing.
Yeah.
And I was reminded of the likes of, Dravid and Lakshman,
correct,
Sangakkara and Jayawardene. You think of the famous batting combinations.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were reflected on these guys.
Pure cricket batsmanship in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Rahul was impeccable in his defense and his understanding of his off stump, the situation, everything. I think he'll probably go unheralded because there were other names which, the Jadejas and the Sirajes and the Gills will probably overtake him. Even Akashdeep maybe. I think incredible 500 runs. And he did it silently. It was really under the radar, right? A lot of it. But that was a lot of hard work that he did. I think Jaiswal may not get the same recognition, but I think they did well overall. For me, I think the sort of biggest Bhai Waugh moment was, I've heard of Malcolm Marshall coming down and playing with that broken arm. I heard what we call. I think there was Dennis Compton, I think, who had a 2-ball or 3 balls that he had to face with a broken arm. I did watch the test where Anil Kumble had a broken jaw and he came to bowl in the West Indies, right? I watched that live. live as on television, of course. And of course, Pant coming back to bat for sure. But nothing took away that moment of Vox coming down.
Yeah, yeah.
Waugh, Bhai Waugh, Waugh, Bhai Waugh.
I can't imagine somebody throwing himself there at the end. I mean, they were desperate to win. They were really desperate to win, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have taken that risk. They should have just let him not go there. But yeah, that's Test cricket, I guess.
I don't think Vokes would have stayed out. Like, I don't think anyone would have stayed out.
Yeah, but we were actually spared the visual of seeing him trying to bat because he didn't get to face a single ball.
No, but we saw how uncomfortable he was while running.
Yeah, but
So
just imagine if he was batting. Just imagine if he had to face a delivery or two deliveries. I don't know what the sight would have been like, but yeah, it just added that additional last wave of excitement to the whole series, right? It gave it a little more of that emotional feel to the series. So that really was a high, and there was a lot of, I think, there was a lot of bravery in this series.
Absolutely.
Pant, Vokes, Stokes. Even people like Karun Nair, it was brave of, that pressure that man was under. And to score that 56, 57 that he did in the first innings in the last test. That was a key innings, actually. Again, people might forget that innings, but it was a really courageous innings to play.
No, in the same vein, like, Bumrah and Siraj at Lords.
Correct.
Like, the two of them, like, having batted, how many balls was it? Like, 100 plus balls.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was incredible.
Right. So it was, incredible from a bravery point of view as a series. That was really Bhai Waugh for me. I mean, that actually epitomized a lot of both the Waugh brothers as well, right? Who have named our channel after. I mean, Steve was a dog, right? He never gave up. And Mark was, in his own quiet way, a very solid player, right? So I think, that sort of Aussie spirit sort of came through the whole series as well.
Waugh, Bhai Waugh, Waugh, Bhai Waugh.
Yeah.
Any other sort of moments that you live by?
Like, I'll combine two performances. Ben Stokes at Lords. What a superlative bowling effort to take those 5 wickets and eventually like lead to our loss. And like, this is when, like, none of his other bowlers were able to get any purchase out of the wicket.
Yeah.
So, like, had it not been for Stokes putting himself in the line, that match could easily have gone India's way.
Waugh, Bhai Waugh, Waugh, Bhai Waugh.
True.
And like, Stokes is known to come and do this either with the bat or with the ball repeatedly. I don't know what switch he has in his head.
He did it with the field when he got Pant run out. So even as a fielder.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a key moment, right, before lunch. So.
Absolutely. And then, like, in a similar vein, Siraj on the final day at the Oval.
Right.
Like,
again, for those who don't know, and I will admit this, that I've not been a huge Siraj fan. Anshuman has forever always been a Siraj fan.
Waugh, Bhai Waugh, Waugh, Bhai Waugh.
We've had a little bit of a disagreement on this as well, but I finally have decided to agree with Anshuman now. I mean, I think this was his series, really. It was, he came of age, and I think more than anything else, it was that he was smiling, man.
Yeah.
You're under pressure, you're still smiling. You see a batsman fishing outside, you'll be, if Anderson was bowling, right? I'm just thinking of Anderson bowling with 4 wickets to take and 35 runs to get. He's missing, the batsmen are missing his outswingers. He would be Gambhir. He would be Gambhir's face. Just howling and muttering under his breath. McGrath would be like that. Very rare to see Siraj almost enjoying that moment,
Yeah, true.
Probably knew that he had that ball coming, that ball was going to come. So
true.
That attitude takes a lot.
Completely.
Right. Okay, so it's been an incredible series of statistics. I mean, I think some 7,000 odd runs being scored, 20 odd centuries, lots of 100-run partnerships, a huge number of wickets, some incredible singular stories like the Jadejas and the Sirajes, right? what's if you were to just take one moment of these 25 days, just a single thing that really you will say, this is what I carry for the rest of my waking life. What's that one moment that sticks out?
No, one moment would mean one particular instance. So, like, I would not be able to limit it to one instance because, like, that comes down to one shot or one ball, so on and so forth.
Correct. True.
Like, I would, it's most recent also. Post tee on day 4, first session on day 5 at the Oval. Like, was completely exemplary of Test cricket and life.
Yeah.
That things can change like this in your favor.
Correct.
Like, between lunch and 3, like, Brooks and Root were like killing us completely.
Absolutely.
Our bowlers had no answers for them whatsoever. And then suddenly, like, maybe the weather changes and like the ball starts to do things. And, our bowlers just happen to find their length.
Yeah.
So, like, this is a good mantra to go by in life. Okay, apna number aayega. There would be a time in which circumstances would completely change in our favor.
Wah, bhai, wah, wah, bhai, wah.
True. I'd still go back to the Siraj dismissal. I think.
Oh yeah.
For me, that is the cover of the series.
I know, buddy. I know.
If you were to put a cover to a magazine and have that magazine put out, it's like time stopped. And again, like, it goes back to the man. I mean, he found his redemption song later. But that moment was incredible, man. I mean, it typified everything that series was meant to be. So fabulous. I mean, I don't know whether we're going to get a better series than this year, or maybe the Ashes. But going ahead, what's coming up is Asia Cup. So we go back to the shorter format of the game. Do you think you'll be watching the Asia Cup with as much interest as you did this series?
Dude, like, one-day cricket doesn't come close to test match cricket in my book. I love one-day cricket.
Right.
But then, like, now you can imagine how much more I love test cricket.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I think I'll sort of end by saying I've read most of the articles about this series. I've seen pretty much all the videos post-match. I haven't seen anyone not waxing lyrical about this. I think some of the best pros has come out of this series.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
In fact, like, see, you singled out the Siraj dismissal against Shoaib Bashir as your standout moment. Like, that also, like, makes you sick so much,
Yeah.
That, like, Zindagi Kaisi Hai Pahili Hai.
Correct.
You do everything right, but still, like, it bites you in some way or the other. So, like, man,
True.
There is no other sport in which this happens other than Test cricket.
Wah, bhai, wah, wah, bhai, wah.
Yeah, so that's what a great series does, guys. So yeah, looking forward to maybe the Asia Cup action going to happen soon. Bhai Waugh will be back. We'll probably do an episode or two before it starts in any case. So Anshuman, thank you again. Thank you for your amazing insights and for your time. And guys, you have 56 minutes to subscribe. Okay, 56 minutes है तुम्हारे पास. अभी करो. Okay, subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, the ball will come and hit you at the stumps, even after you defend it.
No. The Ben Stokes moment. The ball will come and hit you in your Ben Stokes. A bad king.
Okay. So better, you know what? Right? Better. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Anshuman. Have a great evening.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.